book up wide and meet adventures that wait for you. Live and learn and laugh and play whenever your dream comes true. You could swim along the river all the way to the sea. You could fly up in the sky above the clouds and trees. You could plant a flower garden up on top of the moon. You could swing through the jungle all afternoon. Wherever our story takes us, I can't wait to see. Yes, friends, come and read with me. It's Online Storytime.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Online Storytime at your Grand Rapids Area Library. I'm Miss Tracy.
And I'm Grandma Pat.
And we are delighted to have you with us today. Hey, Grandma Pat, before we start talking about that really fun thing we're going to talk about,
Okay.
Should we sing?
We should sing.
Storytime friends, would you sing with us? Okay, here we go. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, clap your hands. If you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, if you want to hear a story, clap your hands. Oh, and I do want to hear some stories. Hey, Grandma Pat, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, you know, once I saw a movie, it was called Happy Feet.
Oh.
And do you know whose feet they were talking about?
Alligator feet.
Well, I don't know how happy those feet are.
Monkey feet.
They would be happy.
They grab
Monkey
things.
feet, yeah. They were feet on a little penguin. And I thought everybody should know about penguins. So let's talk about penguins today.
Oh my goodness. So I'm looking at our picture here and I see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4 penguins and it looks like they're standing on snow.
They're in a very cold place.
So where do penguins live?
These particular penguins live in Antarctica, which is way down here on the globe, and it's cold all the time. And these are called emperor penguins, and they're almost as tall as I am. That's how big these guys are.
Wow.
We're going to find out a lot more about emperor penguins in our books today.
That sounds great. So Grandma Pat, did you bring some good books about penguins?
Got great books. I brought a story, and I also brought one of our nonfiction books.
I can't wait.
Miss Tracy, our first penguin book today is called Ella and Penguin Stick Together. Sounds like
Stick together with a
I don't know, it sounds like a friendship to me. It's written by Megan Maynor, illustrated by Rosalind Bonet, and it's brought to us by HarperCollins. And here we go. Penguin, look what I got, said Ella. Oh, stickers! Penguin pounced and clapped. Can I have a star? Can I have a moon? Can I have a comet? Yes, but these are not ordinary stickers, said Ella. They're not? Are they smelly? Can you eat them? Do they talk? Hello, sticker. No, Ella whispered. They glow in the dark. Yikes, Penguin yelped. Ella and Penguin stood in front of the closet. Ella leaned in. The dark is so dark. Penguin held on tight to Ella. Maybe the stickers will glow somewhere else, somewhere mostly dark. Good idea, said Ellen. Let's try it. Whew. He didn't want to go in that closet. So Ella and Penguin climbed into the bathtub and closed the shower curtain. No glow. They flipped over a laundry basket and hid beneath it. Nope. They opened 2 umbrellas and ducked under them. Not dark enough. Ella and Penguin stood in front of the closet again. Maybe the stickers will glow if we close the door just a little bit, said Ella. Ella baby stepped into the closet. You know how to do baby steps, little tiny steps? Okay, Penguin, come on in. Penguin chewed his flipper. Are there any spiders in there? No, said Ella. Big dogs? Narwhals? Ella looked around. This closet is narwhal free. She's checking. Okay, Penguin stepped in. He closed the door a tiny bit. How's that? A little more, said Ella. A little more. Wait, whispered Ella. Did you feel that? Feel what? Asked Penguin. I don't know. Oh! Ella and Penguin tumbled out of the closet. Oh, said Ella. It was a scarf. Ella and Penguin sat in front of the closet. We have to go all the way into the dark, said Ella. I think we can do it. Oh, he's thinking. We cannot do it, said Penguin. Don't you want to see the stickers glow? Asked Ella. Yes, said Penguin, but I want them to see them glow in the light. What if we hold hands? Asked Ella. Penguin waddled from foot to foot, took a big breath, puffed out his cheeks. Ella waited. Okay, Penguin held out his flipper, but do not let go. Never, said Ella. Ella and Penguin stepped into the closet. Ella closed the door all the way. Oh,
Very brave.
Oh, said Ella. Yeah, too bad, said Penguin. The stickers are broken. Let's go. Penguin? Yes? Are your eyes closed? Yes. Open your eyes. Oh, Penguin gasped. Oh, look at those stickers. They did it. You know, I kind of like the dark with all this glowing, said Penguin. Me too, said Ella. Look at all the glowing stickers. They put some on themselves. We could stay in here and play astronauts, or space pirates, or super spy cupcake chefs on Mars. Or how about this? I'm a penguin and you're a girl and we're friends in space. Ella squeezed Penguin's flipper. Perfect, she said. And that's Ella and Penguin.
Hey, story time, friends. Hey, Grandma Pat. Yes. Are you ready for a flannel story?
Stories, I love stories.
I do too. And oftentimes when we do the flannel board, we do a little singing, we might do a little math, we do some counting. Today, I'm going to tell you a story. And this story is called Pippa's Penguins. And this is how it goes. This is a lovely story about a little girl named Pippa who loves penguins, and a grandmother who tries to make her one from fabric scraps, but just can't seem to get it right. This story is adapted by Kate McKnight from the original Pippa's Penguin story written by Susan Daly. So the original author was Susan Daly. Here we go. Pippa's favorite animals were penguins. She loved the way they waddled on the ice and they swam in the ocean and the way they could slide on their tummies. When Pippa went to visit her gran each week, they would read books about penguins and watch movies about penguins, and sometimes they would visit the aquarium to see real penguins. One day, after a trip to the aquarium, Pippa's gran asked her if she would like her to make a penguin. Pippa said, "Yes, please, Gran. I would love a penguin made by you." So Pippa and her grandmother searched through Gran's basket of fabric. "What about a penguin made from red fabric?"
Oh, I love that.
asked Gran. "No, Gran, that's silly. Penguins aren't red. They're black and white." Next, they found some orange fabric. "No, Gran, penguins aren't red and they aren't orange. They're black and white." So Pippa and her gran kept looking. Next, Gran found some beautiful yellow fabric. Gran said, "What about this? Your penguin could be as gold as the sun." But Pippa said, "No, Gran, penguins aren't red, and penguins aren't orange, and penguins are definitely not yellow. They're black and white." Whew. Gran was getting quite worried because there wasn't much fabric left in the basket. Next, they found some green fabric. "Who ever heard of a green penguin, Gran? Penguins are not green, they're black and white." Gran pulled out the last 2 pieces of fabric from the basket. "I don't suppose you'd like a blue or a purple penguin. That's all the fabric I have left." Pippa said, "Gran, penguins are not red, and they're not orange, and they're not yellow, and they are definitely not green, blue, or purple. They're black and white." Gran said, "You know this is only a pretend penguin, don't you, Pippa?" But Pippa said, "Gran, the penguins I like best are black and white." It was time for Pippa to go home. So Gran said, "I'll keep looking. I must have some black and white fabric somewhere." The next week, Pippa came to Gran's house again. Gran said, "Close your eyes. I have a surprise." "Is it black and white?" asked Pippa. "Yes," said Gran. "Does it waddle and slide on its tummy?" asked Pippa. "Yes," said Gran. "Does it swim in the ocean?" asked Pippa. "Yes," said Gran, and put a penguin into Pippa's hands. Pippa opened her eyes. "Oh, Gran, you are so silly. Penguins aren't red, they aren't orange, they aren't yellow, green, blue, or purple, and they really aren't black and white polka dotted. But I love you, and I love my polka dotted penguin."
So do I.
The end.
The next book we have, Miss Tracy, is a nonfiction book. It's not a story, it's nonfiction, which means it's full of facts about penguins. And this one is called The Emperor's Egg by Martin Jenkins, illustrated by Jane Chapman, and it's brought to us by Candlewick Press. Now remember, this is facts. Down at the very bottom of the world, there's a huge island that's almost completely covered in snow and ice. It's called Antarctica, and it's the coldest, windiest place on Earth. Let me see that. They tilted the globe so you can see the bottom. The weather's bad enough there in the summer, but in winter it's really terrible. It's hard to imagine anything actually living there, but wait. There's a shape over there. It can't be. Yes! It's a penguin. It's not just any old penguin either. It's a male emperor penguin, the biggest penguin in the world, and he's doing a very important job. He's taking care of his egg. He didn't lay it himself, of course. His mate did that a few weeks ago, but very soon afterwards, she turned around and waddled off to the sea. That's where female emperor penguins spend most of the winter, swimming about, getting as fat as they can, eating as much as they can, and generally having a very nice time, as far as you can tell. They look like they're having fun. Which leaves the father penguin stuck on the ice with his egg. Now, the most important thing about egg sitting is to stop your egg from getting cold. That means it has to be kept off the ice and out of the wind. And what better way to do that than to rest it on your feet and tuck it right up under your tummy. See all that warm down feathers? Which is just what Father Penguin does. And that's how he'll stay for 2 whole months until his egg is ready to hatch. There he is. He's looking at it once in a while. Can you imagine it? Standing around in the freezing cold with an egg on your feet for 2 whole months? What's more, there's nothing for the father penguin to eat on land. So that means 2 whole months with an egg on your feet and no dinner. I don't know about you, but I'd be very, very miserable. Because he's egg sitting, he can't go off the sea to feed, or breakfast, or lunch, or snacks. Luckily, the penguins don't seem to mind too much. They have thick feathers and lots of fat under their skin to help keep them warm. And when it gets really cold and windy, they all snuggle together. Look at all of them. They all have eggs on their feet. And shuffle over the ice in a great big huddle. Most of the time, the huddle trundles along very, very slowly. But sometimes, when the penguins get to a particularly slippery slope, they slide down it on their tummies, pushing themselves along with their flippers, always remembering to take care of their egg and trying hard not to bump into each other. Whoa, look at that, they're sliding and keeping their eggs on their feet. And that's how the father penguin spends the winter, until one day he hears a chip, chip, chip. His egg is starting to hatch. It takes a day or so, but finally the egg cracks right open and out pops a penguin chick. Now, Father Penguin has 2 jobs to do. He has to keep his chick warm and he has to feed it. But on what? The chick is too small to be taken off to the sea and catch food, and it can't be left up behind on the ice. Well, deep down in the father penguin's throat, there's a pouch where he makes something a little like milk, and that's what he feeds his hungry chick. The father penguin can make only enough of the milky stuff to feed his chick for a couple of weeks. But just as he's about to run out, a dot appears on the horizon. It gets closer and closer, and yes, think that is? It's Mom! She starts trumpeting, hello. And Father Penguin starts trumpeting, hello. And the chick whistles. The racket goes on for hours, and it really does sound as if they're extremely pleased to see each other. After 2 whole months, remember. As soon as things have calmed down, the mother penguin is sick, right into her chick's mouth. Yuck, you may think. Yum, thinks the chick, and gobbles it all down. It's the mother's turn to take care of the chick now, while the father sets off to the sea for a well-earned meal of his own. And about time, too. Remember, he hasn't eaten for 2 months. Now, since this is a nonfiction book, there's something in the back called an index. And if you just want to read about specific things and don't want to read the whole thing, they tell you what pages to find them on. Like size, pages 8 and 23. And if we look on page 8, it tells you how the size. Male emperor penguins are about 4 feet tall, and females are a little smaller. That's almost as tall as Grandma Pat is, 4 feet tall. And page 23, if you just want to find out the size of these guys, we've got 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. And this says the chick is only about 6 inches tall at first, much too small to keep warm by itself. So that's what you can do with a nonfiction book if you don't want to read the whole thing and you want to just find out specific facts. It's all here in the index. So now you know about the emperor's egg.
Hey, story time, friends. Grandma Pat,
Yeah,
are you ready to shake your shakers?
love shakers.
All right, Grandma Pat, I will give you this shaker, which, if you remember, Storytime Friends, is just some dried beans in an envelope. So you can put anything into an envelope, tape it up, and you got yourself a shaker. So I'll give you that one.
Perfect.
I'm going to use the shaker that came out of my Storytime kit. Excuse me. And if you still would like your Storytime kit, you can come to the library and pick one up. We have a handful of them left. And I think we're going to do songs about penguins. Are you ready? Okay. What? I thought I heard something. Did you hear something? Grandma Pat, did you hear something?
It's very faint, but I hear something.
What? Oh,
Is it a friend?
they were hiding, Storytime Friends. Grandma Pat, Storytime Friends. Giraffe would like to join us today.
Hi, Giraffe.
Hi, Grandma Pat. Hello, Storytime Friends. I'm delighted to be here. All right, Giraffe, you stand right there and you get ready to do some shaking. All right, Storytime Friends, our first song today is called I'm a Little Penguin, okay? And all we need to do is keep the beat with our shaker or our feet. Okay? All right, here we go. I'm a little penguin, short and stout. I flap my wings and waddle about. I wear a coat that's black as night, but my round tummy is soft and white. We learned some facts about penguins in that song. We learned that they flap wings and they waddle and they wear a coat. Is it really a coat? No, but it looks like one. They wear a coat that's black as night, and their round tummy is soft and white. All right, there's a second verse to this one too, and here we go. I'm a little penguin, black and white. I like to slide across the ice. When I reach the water, I dive right in. I hunt for fish and I swim, swim, swim. So what did we learn there? That's right. Penguins like to slide across the ice. and they dive in the water, and they fish and they swim. Then we learned a lot of facts in that one little song. Are you ready for another song? All right, this one is called Have You Ever Seen a Penguin? And it does talk about things that penguins do. So listen and see if you can hear any of the same things in this song that we sang about in the first song. All right, here we go. Have you ever seen a penguin, a penguin, a penguin? Have you ever seen a penguin swim this way and that? Swim this way and that way and this way and that way. Have you ever seen a penguin swim this way and that? All right, what else does a penguin do? Oh, how about slide? Should our penguin slide? Here we go. Have you ever seen a penguin, a penguin, a penguin? Have you ever seen a penguin slide this way and that? Slide this way and that way and this way and that way. Have you ever seen a penguin slide this way and that? Awesome! How about one more? Grandma Pat, do you have another one we could do?
Yeah, you know, when they walk, they don't just take steps like we do. They kind of waddle.
Waddle.
Ducks waddle.
And kind of like we look in the wintertime when we're walking on ice. Kind of like that. All right, should we sing about your penguin waddling? Here we go. Are you ready? Excuse me. We musicians must clear our throats. Here we go. Have you ever seen a penguin, a penguin, a penguin? Have you ever seen a penguin waddle this way and that? Waddle this way and that way and this way and that way. Have you ever seen a penguin waddle this way and that? Nice ending. Hey friends, thanks for playing. Story time friends. Grandma Pat, I had such a fun day today.
Me too.
We learned so much about penguins. First of all, do you remember when Ella and Penguin were finally brave enough to go into the closet?
That was scary for them.
It was, especially for Penguin. But they did it together and they saw the glow-in-the-dark stickers. That was so exciting. And all the things we learned about the emperor penguin when Grandma Pat read Emperor Egg for us. And do you remember that the daddy penguin held the egg for 2 months on its feet? I know.
Incredible.
That is incredible. And then we learned all about Pippa's penguins, and finally Gran found a black and white penguin, which maybe doesn't look like a black and white penguin, but Pippa loved it anyway. That was so much fun. But now, my friends, I think it's time to say goodbye.
I suppose.
Would you sing with us? That would be great. Here we go. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Yes, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Story time is done today. Now it's time to go and play. Oh, it's time to say goodbye to all our friends. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.